If you've been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes or prediabetes, you've probably heard that you need to watch your carbs. But here's what your doctor might not have emphasized enough. The vegetables you choose can be just as powerful as some diabetes medications when it comes to managing your blood sugar. I'm not exaggerating. Recent research has shown that specific compounds in certain vegetables can actually improve how your body processes glucose. Today I'm going to share what the science says about vegetables and diabetes, which ones deserve a regular spot on your plate, and just as importantly, which ones you might want to limit. Stick with me, because understanding this could change how you approach every meal. Before we dive in, let me be clear. This information is educational and not a substitute for medical advice. Always consult your healthcare provider before making significant changes to your diet, especially if you're taking diabetes medication. Your doctor knows your specific situation and can guide you safely. Let's start by understanding what actually happens when you eat vegetables and why some are better than others for blood sugar control. Every vegetable contains carbohydrates, but they're not all the same. The type of carbohydrate, the amount of fiber, and even the specific plant compounds in each vegetable determine how it affects your blood sugar. When you eat a vegetable high in fiber and low in digestible carbohydrates, your digestive system has to work harder to break it down. This slower digestion means glucose enters your bloodstream gradually instead of all at once. Think of it like the difference between turning on a faucet full blast versus letting it drip slowly. The slow drip keeps everything manageable. The fiber in vegetables also feeds the beneficial bacteria in your gut, and emerging research suggests these gut bacteria play a crucial role in how your body handles blood sugar. Beyond fiber, many vegetables contain bioactive compounds that can directly influence how your cells respond to insulin. These aren't just vitamins and minerals we're talking about. These are specialized plant chemicals that have measurable effects on your metabolism. Scientists have identified specific compounds in cruciferous vegetables, leafy greens, and other plant foods that appear to support better glucose control. Understanding this gives you power. You're not just avoiding sugar, you're actively choosing foods that help your body function better. Now let's talk about the vegetables that research suggests are particularly beneficial for people managing diabetes. I'm going to organize these into categories based on how they work in your body, rather than just giving you a numbered list. First, let's discuss cruciferous vegetables, particularly broccoli and its relatives. Broccoli contains a compound called sulforaphane that has captured the attention of diabetes researchers worldwide. Multiple studies have demonstrated that sulforaphane can improve how your body handles glucose. Research published in a major scientific journal showed that concentrated broccoli sprout extract reduced fasting blood glucose and hemoglobin, A1C, in people with poorly controlled type 2 diabetes. The effect was comparable to what you might see with some medications. How does this work? Sulforaphane activates a specific cellular pathway that helps regulate glucose production in your liver. Your liver naturally produces glucose, which is fine in healthy amounts, but in diabetes, this process can go into overdrive. Sulforaphane helps dial it back. It also appears to reduce inflammation and oxidative stress, both of which interfere with insulin function. A serving of cooked broccoli contains about 7 grams of total carbohydrates and 3 grams of fiber. That's a net carb count of just 4 grams, with virtually no impact on blood sugar. The glycemic index of broccoli is extremely low, between 10 and 15, meaning it causes minimal glucose elevation. Brussels sprouts and cauliflower are close relatives of broccoli and contain similar beneficial compounds. They're equally low in carbohydrates and high in fiber. You can steam them, roast them with olive oil, or add them to stir fries. The key is not overcooking them, which can destroy some of those beneficial compounds. Next, let's talk about leafy greens. Spinach, kale, arugula, Swiss chard, and other leafy vegetables have glycemic index values so low they're essentially zero. A cup of raw spinach contains less than 1 gram of carbohydrates. You could literally eat an entire bowl of mixed greens and barely move your blood sugar needle. But leafy greens offer more than just low carbs. They're exceptionally rich in magnesium, and research indicates that magnesium plays a direct role in insulin sensitivity. Many people with type 2 diabetes are deficient in magnesium. The mineral helps your cells respond better to insulin signals. Leafy greens also provide vitamin K, which emerging research suggests may influence glucose metabolism, and antioxidants that help protect your cells from the oxidative stress that comes with elevated blood sugar. The beauty of leafy greens is their versatility. You can eat them raw in salads, blend them into smoothies where you won't even taste them, sauté them with garlic as a side dish, or add them to soups and omelets. If you're not used to eating greens, start with milder options like spinach or butter lettuce, and work your way up to stronger flavored varieties like kale or arugula. Another category worth highlighting is what I call water-rich vegetables. Cucumbers, celery, zucchini, and similar vegetables are composed mostly of water and fiber, with minimal digestible carbohydrates. A medium cucumber contains only about 3.5 grams of carbs and provides hydration along with small amounts of vitamins and minerals. These vegetables are perfect for snacking because you can eat a substantial volume without consuming many carbohydrates. Slice cucumbers and eat them with hummus or guacamole. Add zucchini to scrambled eggs or spiralize it as a pasta substitute. Keep celery sticks ready in your refrigerator for when you want something crunchy. Bell peppers deserve special mention as well. They're low in carbohydrates, about 6 grams per medium pepper, and exceptionally high in vitamin C. One red bell pepper provides more than twice your daily vitamin C requirement. Research suggests that adequate vitamin C intake may help reduce post-meal blood sugar elevations by slowing carbohydrate digestion. Bell peppers also contain various antioxidants that support overall metabolic health. Now, green beans are another excellent choice. Despite being a legume, green beans have a much lower carbohydrate content than dried beans. They provide fiber and have a glycemic load of just over 1, meaning they have almost no impact on blood sugar. They're easy to prepare by steaming or roasting and make a reliable side dish. Asparagus is worth including in your rotation as well. It's relatively low in carbohydrates at about 4 grams per serving and provides good amounts of folate and vitamins A and C. Some research suggests asparagus may have anti-inflammatory properties that could be beneficial for diabetes management. Here's what I want you to understand about these vegetables. You don't have to eat all of them or eat them every day. The goal is to find several that you enjoy and make them regular parts of your meals. Variety matters because different vegetables provide different nutrients and beneficial compounds. Rotating through multiple options ensures you're getting a full spectrum of what plants have to offer. Now we need to discuss the other side of this equation. Not all vegetables affect blood sugar equally, and some need to be approached with caution if you're managing diabetes. Starchy vegetables are the main concern. Potatoes, corn, and peas contain significantly more carbohydrates than the vegetables we've been discussing. A medium potato has about 37 grams of carbohydrates. That's comparable to eating more than 2 slices of bread. The glycemic index of potatoes varies depending on how they're prepared, but it can be as high as 85 for baked russet potatoes. That means they can spike your blood sugar rapidly. Does this mean you can never eat a potato? Not necessarily, but you need to be strategic. If you choose to have potato, make it a small portion, eat it with protein and healthy fats to slow digestion, and consider having it earlier in the day when your insulin sensitivity is typically better. Sweet potatoes are a somewhat better option because they contain more fiber and have a lower glycemic index, but they're still carbohydrate dense and need portion control. Corn presents a similar challenge. A cup of corn kernels contains about 27 grams of carbohydrates with a moderate glycemic index. Corn products like cornmeal, corn tortillas, and especially corn syrup are even more problematic. They're processed in ways that make the carbohydrates more rapidly digestible. Peas, while nutritious, also contain more carbohydrates than most other green vegetables. A cup of green peas has about 21 grams of carbs. They're not as problematic as potatoes or corn because they also provide substantial protein and fiber, but they're not a free food either. If you enjoy peas, watch your portion size. Winter squashes like butternut squash and acorn squash are nutrient-dense and provide good amounts of vitamins and fiber, but they're also higher in natural sugars than summer squashes. A cup of cooked butternut squash contains about 22 grams of carbohydrates. Again, this doesn't make them forbidden, but they need to be counted as part of your carbohydrate budget for the meal. Beets are interesting because they're quite nutritious with compounds that support cardiovascular health, but they also contain natural sugars. A cup of cooked beets has about 13 grams of carbohydrates. If you want to include beets in your diet, pair them with protein and fat, keep portions modest, and monitor how your body responds. Carrots often come up in this discussion. Raw carrots have a relatively low glycemic index and can be a reasonable snack choice. However, cooking carrots breaks down their fiber structure and makes their natural sugars more available, which increases their glycemic impact. A cup of cooked carrots has about 12 grams of carbohydrates. This isn't terrible, but it's worth knowing. If you love carrots, eating them raw or lightly steamed is your best bet. Here's my overall guidance on higher carb vegetables. You don't have to eliminate them completely unless your doctor specifically recommends it, but you need to treat them differently than non-starchy vegetables. Count their carbohydrates, control portions, balance them with protein and fat, and pay attention to how your blood sugar responds after eating them. Let me give you some practical strategies for building diabetes-friendly meals around vegetables. The formula is straightforward. Fill half your plate with non-starchy vegetables, a quarter with lean protein, and a quarter with complex carbohydrates if you're including them. This approach automatically limits your carbohydrate intake while ensuring you get plenty of fiber and nutrients. For breakfast, consider a vegetable omelet made with spinach, mushrooms, and bell peppers. Cook it in olive oil and add a small amount of cheese if you like. Pair it with half an avocado for healthy fats. This meal is satisfying, nutritious, and won't spike your blood sugar. Lunch could be a large salad with mixed greens, cucumber, bell peppers, and cherry tomatoes, topped with grilled chicken or salmon, and dressed with olive oil and vinegar. Add some nuts or seeds for crunch and extra protein. For dinner, try roasted broccoli and cauliflower alongside baked fish or chicken breast. Season the vegetables with garlic, lemon, and herbs. Include a small portion of quinoa or brown rice if you want a grain, but make the vegetables the star of the plate. Snacking on non-starchy vegetables is one of the smartest moves you can make. Keep cut vegetables ready in your refrigerator. Celery sticks, cucumber slices, bell pepper strips, and cherry tomatoes are all grab-and-go options. Pair them with a small amount of hummus, guacamole, or a cheese stick for staying power. One more important point about preparation methods. How you cook vegetables matters. Steaming, roasting, and light sautéing preserve nutrients and keep the glycemic impact low. Deep frying vegetables or coating them in heavy sauces adds unnecessary calories and often carbohydrates. Keep it simple. Olive oil, garlic, lemon juice, herbs, and spices are your friends. I want to address something that comes up frequently. What about organic versus conventional vegetables? The most important thing is eating vegetables, period. If buying organic fits your budget and priorities, that's fine. But don't skip vegetables because you can't afford organic versions. The benefits of eating vegetables far outweigh any potential concerns about pesticide residues for most people. Washing your produce thoroughly helps reduce residues regardless of whether it's organic or conventional. Here's what I'd love for you to take away from this video. Vegetables aren't just side dishes you're supposed to eat because they're healthy. They're active tools for managing your blood sugar. The right vegetables provide compounds that can improve how your body handles glucose. They deliver fiber that slows digestion and feeds beneficial gut bacteria. They're packed with nutrients that support insulin sensitivity and reduce inflammation. Making vegetables the foundation of your meals is one of the most powerful dietary strategies available for diabetes management. You don't need exotic ingredients or complicated recipes. Simple preparations of common vegetables can make a measurable difference in your blood sugar control. Start where you are. If you're currently eating 1 serving of vegetables per day, try for 2. If you're eating 2, aim for 3 or 4. Experiment with different varieties to find ones you genuinely enjoy. Try new cooking methods. Make vegetables convenient by prepping them in advance. And please, track your blood sugar responses. Use a glucose meter or continuous glucose monitor if you have access to one. Check your levels 1 hour and 2 hours after meals. You'll learn exactly how your body responds to different foods, and that knowledge is incredibly empowering. What works perfectly for one person might need adjustment for another. Your body will tell you what it needs if you pay attention. Now I want to hear from you. Which vegetables are already part of your regular routine? Are there any you've been avoiding that you might give another chance after watching this? What's your biggest challenge when it comes to eating more vegetables? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every comment, and your experiences help others who are navigating similar challenges. If this information was helpful, please hit the like button. It helps other people discover this content when they're searching for ways to manage their diabetes naturally. And if you haven't subscribed yet, click that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I post new videos every week about practical strategies for blood sugar control, weight management, and healthy aging. Share this video with anyone in your life who's managing diabetes or prediabetes. Maybe it's a parent, a friend, or a coworker. This information could help them make better choices at their next meal. In my next video, I'm going to tackle protein sources for diabetes. We'll discuss which proteins are best for blood sugar control, how much you actually need, and how to avoid common common mistakes people make when trying to eat more protein. That's coming soon, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Until then, remember that managing diabetes isn't about perfection. It's about making consistent, informed choices that support your health. Every vegetable serving counts. Every good decision builds on the last one. You're not just eating for today, you're investing in your long-term health and quality of life. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.